Welcome to the Saturday edition of Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and we are taking a look at the 8 races at Ascot. Expecting some very hot conditions here in Perth over the weekend. You can see the track conditions on screen at the moment. We will be running it with the rail out 3 metres on a good 3 as well. And the breeze should be changing to a westerly in the afternoon, which is certainly something to take note of when looking at the racing pattern. Let's take a look at race number 1. It is the Amelia Park Beef Handicap over the 1400 metres. The replay that we are going to take a look at was a very impressive debut by Black Dynamite. Attacked the line strongly, finished second behind Rees Rocket, which of course is racing in the Magic Millions on Sunday. So let's take a look at that run now.
Dynamite and Viking Forest is back last of all as he releases the brakes on Rees Rocket. Down the outside comes It's Dynamite though with its run. 200 left to go. Rees Rocket responds though, holding It's Dynamite with 100 to go. Black Dynamite runs on. Dreamtime Dancer, but Rees Rocket in front from running on hard Black Dynamite, but Rees Rocket.
Strong performance there by Black Dynamite, was able to settle through the early parts of the race and then just really attacked the line strongly over the final 150 metres. A big positive for this horse, just clearly needs more ground. Steps up from the 1100 to the 1400 was a big positive. And as I said, that Rees Rocket form lines are really holding up in the races at the moment here in the West. So I'm expecting a really big performance by this galloper. Brad Parnham riding barrier 2. There's a lot of positives. Outside of that, we see Spirit Bird returning here. Of course, the last time we saw it race, it finished second in the Group 2 Guineas behind Man Booker when Craig Williams was riding on that occasion. Bit of a concern going up to the 58 kilos first up, but Nick Cox is flying at the moment. Paul Harvey takes a ride and drawn nicely in barrier 4. Fremont has been racing well. Again, looking at form lines behind the Blue Nipper, Light My Veins and Hoodat Singer as well. This race is certainly winnable with the 56 kilos. Also looking forward to the return here of number 3, Reverend John. William Pike has a good success with his galloper. They won over the 1400 metres at Belmont. The recent trial was good, drawn nicely in barrier 3 and has won first up before. With some of the horses that are taking a little bit of weight off their back, a Dreamtime Dancer will run with only the 52 kilos. A big positive here, stepping up from the 1100 to the 14 as well. Comes out of the same race as Black Dynamite. Its only victory has been over the 1600, so will enjoy this extra 300 metres. And I also think Light Up the Sky can run a bit of a race here. Drops down to the 52 kilos. Again, last start was beaten under a length by the Blue Nipper when carrying 57.5. So a big positive for this galloper. It will certainly get its chance from barrier 1. Let's take a look at the selections for race number 1. I'm going to be tipping number 5, Black Dynamite. From 7, Light Up the Sky. 2, Fremont. And 3, Reverend John. Race number 2 at Ascot, it's over the 1600 metres and some nice progressive types in this race. I speak of Celtic Wizard, which we saw a little bit of at Belmont. 44 Red has shown a bit. Peacemaking was a very impressive winner at Pinjarra last start. Merrijig's been racing well. And Rosewood Hill was an impressive winner last start over the 1600 metres at Pinjarra as well. And that is the replay that we're going to take a look at now.
Judge, he was the first into the stretch. Mars Virtue wanted to lay out a little. Capricorn Dances down near the inside. Witness in Court runs on. Sash de Blisk and Rosewood Hill coming down the middle of the track with its run at the 200. Hinchinbeel tackled by Sash de Blisk and Rosewood Hill. It's Rosewood Hill and Sash de Blisk beating off Hinchinbeel. Rosewood Hill on the outside gains the upper hand, draws clear, and the favourites in. Rosewood Hill beats Sash.
Strong performance here by Rosewood Hill. She's certainly been knocking on the door. You take a look at her last campaign. The form lines behind See Me Sizzle was certainly very strong. A good run behind Peggy Sue over the 1400 metres 2 starts ago. Just needed that extra distance, and when she got that at Pinjarra, she proved too strong. Drawn nicely in barrier 1 with the 56 kilos, and I think a really big sign as well that Jared Noski is elected to ride her over 44 Red, which raced well and of course was a winner 2 starts ago as well. Celtic Wizard, as I mentioned, for trainer Fred Kersley, a bit of a concern here, 58 kilos first up over the 1600 metres, but raced really well over that distance last start behind Dreamtime Dancer. The blinkers on is a big positive. Number 3, Peacemaking, was a bit of a surprise last start, winning at the nice big odds of $31, but just went straight to the front and dictated from there. Low Long was chasing it late, but just couldn't make that ground. Ended up winning by a length on that occasion, so he has shown a bit of class as well. The one that I think will be really hard to beat is number 6, Merrijig here for Adam Durant. Clint Johnson Porter to ride, so just the 54 kilos. Last start over the 1400 metres was beaten a length and a half by the Blue Nipper, but just needs that extra distance. I think we'll see a different horse here over the 1600. And also Champagne Charger, number 8, has been racing well for Justin Warwick. William Pike took the ride last start. He went straight to the front, which is a little bit different for this galloper, and was able to fight on nicely, just losing to the Blue Nipper by a length. I don't know if they'll lead this race, but I think a more forward position, and it can certainly play a part in the top 4. Let's take a look at the selections. I'm going to tip number 6, Merrijig. From 7, Rosewood Hill. 8, Champagne Charger. And 2, 44 Red. Race number 3 at Ascot, it's Australia. Race number 8 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,600 metres and a very competitive race here. We've seen Vengabus just improve out of sight this campaign. Carry the Nation has been racing well. Rebel Sun gets back to a distance it prefers now. And then even a horse all the way down the bottom, a Cougar Express race with just the 51 kilos. And Corporate Larrikin breaking a 20-year drought for trainer Angela Smith at Ascot last start. And a pretty handy jockey in William Pike takes a ride this time as well. So certainly going to be an interesting race. A lot of speed in it as well. And some of that speed will come from number 1 Vengabus, has won 3 of its past 4, and we'll take a look at that last start victory now.
Vengabus, new time called upon, already famous, starting its run, a run coming for Carry the Nation. Vengabus went to reflectance at the 200 metre post. On the outside, already famous, Carry the Nation, stoking up though, coming along the rail. Vengabus is the leader though, he's got the measure of Carry the Nation, and Vengabus wins again. Vengabus by 3/4 Carry the Nation.
Very strong performance by this gelding. Has just jumped out of the ground this campaign. Going into it, it only won up to the 1,300 metres, and all of a sudden this campaign has now won over 1,400 and 1,500 metres, steps up to the 16 now and gets the claim of Aaron Mitchell, so gets in nicely with the weights. The Miller stable at the moment is absolutely flying. This horse you certainly can't knock, drawn well in barrier 3 and will be one of the horses leading through the early stages. Number 2, Carry the Nation's an interesting runner, was a winner 2 starts ago, beating Hobart Jones. Last start was beaten a length by Vengabus, but I think the extra distance here is really going to suit, and the speed in the race with Vengabus and Corporate Larrikin. I think it'll get its chance, and I do believe that this is the horse to beat in the race. Number 4, Rebel Sun. I think this will start seeing the benefits from this galloper stepping back up in distance. Had been racing over the 2,200, but it was too far. Dropped back for the Mungrop Sprint, had no luck, so goes up now from the 13 to the 1,600 metres. Drawn nicely in barrier 5. Ben Kennedy gets the ride. Of course, he rode a winner for the Impressive Racing team on Wednesday as well, so expecting big improvement. And number 8, Cougar Express. Drops from the 2,100 metres, but his last 3 runs has finished first and 2 seconds. With just 51 kilos, this galloper is going to give a big sight, I think. Will be just behind the leaders and should show a nice turn of foot as well. Let's take a look at the selections. I'm going to tip number 2, Carry the Nation, from 8, Cougar Express, 1, Vengabus and 4, Rebel Sun. Race number 4 at Ascot, it's over the 1,000 metres and probably one of the hardest races to find your top 4 in the card. Some interesting form lines, some horses in and out of form at the moment. So really looking forward to seeing what we get here. The replay that we are going to take a look at though is a last start winner, very impressive as well. She did jump as our favourite and she certainly was put into a nice position by Clint Johnson Porter. I speak of Kenosha, and we'll take a look at that victory now.
Brackets searching for a run in the middle as well, and down the outside Classical Prince and Universal Moon, but on a downtown train races away at the 200. Kenosha gets off the fence though, and now down the outside Universal Moon, Classical Prince, Kenosha raced up, grabbed the lead from Classical Prince, and then Universal Ruler, but Kenosha much too good first up.
A really good ride by the youngster there, Clint Johnson Porter. Gave her every opportunity. She showed her turn of foot late and proved too good. She's drawn a little bit more awkward here in barrier 8, but with the 55.5 kilos, she has the class and I think can be too strong here when you look at her form lines around Military Rain, also Ruby Can Run. Outside of those, Secret Nova has been racing very well. Returned back to the winner's circle last start, beating Lenience by over a length. The start before was just beaten by Volkov with a 2 kilo claim to Jake Casey. Just carries her 59 kilos. I think she has the class to run a race here as well. Like the previous race with Cougar Express, I'm expecting Mr Motown to really improve here with Randy Tan's claim for Lindsay Smith. Carries just the 56.5 kilos and beat Mighty Blonde 2 starts ago, which came out and won at Ascot on Wednesday as well. Last start was outclassed by Distant Memory, but as I said, with that light weight, should improve. The one that I think you'll get a little bit of odds about and will certainly provide a bit of cheek is number 4, Stable Secret. The last time this galloper was first up, it beat Mad Assa, which of course raced very well in the Winterbottom. It has very good form first up and over the 1,000 metres, 7 attempts at the distance for 3 victories and a third. So he's going to put a lot of speed in this race, which may suit the likes of Kenosha, but should be pretty hard to run down as well. Let's take a look at the selections for race number 4. I'm going to tip number 6, Kenosha, from 2, Secret Nova, 4, Stable Secret, and 3, Mr Motown.